I just want to talk to you guys about the roles, like the ones that Mike already like kind of laid out. But I wanted to like explain to you guys like how we came up with it.
Cool.
Right? Like I always told, like Christian probably heard this a lot. I'm pretty sure you at least heard it, but something I always say, and I'm pretty sure I've already told all of y'all this, but experience is king. Right? Have y'all heard me say this before?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like a motto in my life. Like just because it's just like something that's just true that I found to be true in my life so far. There's this like real famous like phrase, y'all heard of it before, is cash is king, right? But I'm thinking like, okay, but really, what are you gonna do with that cash? You're gonna go buy an experience, whether that's buying a car or buying a class or buying a trip or buying some food. Those are all experiences. So ultimately, experience is king. But I'm more so talking about like experience like in a role or in a job. Like that's the most important thing. So how we came up with like, Christian, you're going to be the manager because you have the most experience. Like you have the most reps doing the process, you know, and then you have the second most experience out of everybody. Then your girl, she has that 1 day of experience. So that's why the hierarchy is kind of this way, right? Where it's the chain of command, so to speak, right? And there has to be that, like I know you've talked about this becoming very corporate, that like, and you're going to realize, because you, like you've mentioned, right, you want to start your own thing one day, and you're going to. And when you do, you're going to realize there has to be some form of chain of command for this purpose and this purpose only, for organization and efficiency. Because otherwise, it's just a bunch of group of people just kind of just saying a bunch of shit. And it's like nothing really gets done.
It's like playing almost.
Yeah, and just because it has the structure that way doesn't mean that the culture is corporate. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And so then this goes back to, you know, I've drawn this for you guys before. This is what I've learned in Traction. So now this is in the operations, right? So this breaks down further into manager and assistant manager. So real quick, the flow of information basically goes this way, right? Mm-hmm. So like yesterday, Mike was telling you guys a bunch of shit because I was sick yesterday. I'm still like getting over it. But really, because Mike is the integrator and like that's what he's like good at, the flow of information should go that way, right? Where it's going to go like from me to Mike to you guys to then to the employees, right? But that doesn't mean that the information can't go this way. The information can flow to any part of the business, but the ideas and the plans and different things comes from the top down.
So like when I was in the Corps, right? There was like a huge emphasis on the chain of command throughout like all of the military branches, especially the Air Force. But like I couldn't go directly to like a CO. I couldn't go to a commanding officer.
Why?
Because at that point they thought it wasn't their responsibility. They're like, I'm handling, but you should talk to your fire team.
Because of the culture.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's like something that I see like. When it comes down to it, it ends up working both ways just because like time, like at that point.
Well, at the same time, maybe, what did you call him, the CO or whatever?
Yeah.
At the same time, whatever you were bringing to his table, maybe he was right. Maybe that shit is too small for you.
Exactly.
You should have gone to the dude below.
Yeah, no, that's like that was the point of it.
Yeah,
like, it's gonna end up working both ways just because it'll be tasked to us to handle the littler things, the smaller things. Whatever it is,
mm-hmm.
like managing people at that point.
Yeah, leadership, right? Which is under the core value of integrity or initiative, right? By taking initiative, you're by default leading by example.
Right.
Yeah. But I just wanted to touch on that, just kind of like how the flow of like information generally is going to go. It's not going to be like exclusively that way, but like just kind of generalizing. then how we were talking about, like, we're going to pay you guys both the same right now. And the reason being is because I want you guys to view this almost like you guys are in a partnership. Like, you're here to help each other make the operation run as smoothly and efficiently as possible. So, like, you're here to make Christian's life easier, and Christian, you're here to make Tracy's life easier. And by you two guys making this kind of like partnership in the production room, the new employees are going to know that, like, they can talk to you guys about whichever. And, like, if there's something that needs to be ordered or something needs to happen, like, you can let Christian know, like, yo, this is what's going on, this is what happened, and then Christian will let us know if it's something he can't handle on his own, and really what that is it's us empowering you guys to be leaders. Because, like, we could be in there, like, all day, like, doing all this stuff, like making the calls, making decisions, solving the problems, and doing all that. But then that means that we're not working on the bigger picture things, which is what we're supposed to be working on, this part, right? And so it frees us up to do the bigger things we need to do and the things that align more with our unique abilities and what needs to happen for the company. And so the thing about that, I just wanted to get across that you guys should almost view it as like a partnership when you're working in there together. And so we're paying you guys the same right now.
That's totally cool.
And then the plan is, like, when we're gonna, do you know if she's, have we talked to her yet?
Yeah. She's totally in. She just, she has another job, but if we can keep that scheduled 10 to 2.
Yeah.
For just for this week and see how it goes, she has no problem helping out. Like,
cool.
I was just thinking 20 hours to start off, like the first 5 days.
So 10 to 2, 5 days a week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So something along those lines, just to see where the demand is and get, kind of feel everything.
Honestly, that should be good for now. Like, I don't anticipate us needing to do, if anything, we might not need to actually drop a day.
Yeah.
Like for the first week or two, potentially. But I don't anticipate us needing to do more than that for another month, maybe.
For sure.
But within a month, we'll either add more hours and or more people. Eventually, it'll be like 2 shifts, right? A 10 to 2 shift, and maybe like a 4 to 8 shift. There'll be like an evening and a morning shift.
The students would hop on at 4 to 8.
Yeah, right. And then we would divide up the labor. Like, maybe the morning, the openers, the openers we would call them, would just do like prep. Like, all we do is just grind up everything and prep everything, so that when the evening comes in, then they fill and package. Potentially. Well, we haven't completely solidified exactly how we'll do it when we do 2 shifts, but that's just one way we could do it. And we're also open to you guys giving us input, especially because you're going to be the ones in there. Like, we're going to be in there too, but not as often because we have other meetings to do. Like tomorrow, actually, we're going to be at Incarnate Word at 10:30.
Nice.
With the...
Yeah, and then we'll get to the room probably around noonish. And then we're leaving to Miami on Friday.
Nice.
And so we want you guys to do a couple shifts without us there.
Oh, yeah.
So that you can see what it's like,
Well, just that one day.
And this is why I say Christian is in charge, because, like I said, you have the most experience, right? So, like, I feel confident that I could lead there and you would know generally how to do things. There might be certain things you could do to be more efficient, and all of us will learn, what we could be doing to be more efficient. But bottom line is you'll get the job done, and I know that. Like, I trust that. I would feel a little bit less, I would feel less confident. It's not personal, right?
No,
if we left you there alone, only because you literally only have 2 sessions under your belt.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so it's an experience. It goes back to this as driving it all. What was the other thing? That was the bulk of what I wanted to talk to you guys about. And then just bringing on new people. So we're going to pay your girl 8 to start. Then Eva, the model, she's interested in doing joint production too. So when we bring her on, if things are working out, remind me her name, I forgot. Sam. If things are working out with Sam, it's working for her, it's working for us, and she wants to commit to this, keeping this as a part-time gig, then we'll give her a raise to $9 an hour. We'll hire Eva at $8 an hour, and then we'll go from there. We plan to hire, by the time we get back from Miami, if that works out, and we get Eva in here, when we get back from Miami next week, we plan to get somebody else in too. So when that person comes in, if things are working out with Eva and it's working out for her schedule and it's working out for us, our schedule, we'll give her a raise to $9 an hour. We're going to hire this next person at $80 an hour. If you're doing well as a manager and you're managing, leading, and holding people accountable, and you're managing by the core values, we'll give you a raise to $11 an hour. Sound good? So that's basically how we came. I just wanted you guys to know, like, this is why and how we came up with what we're paying everybody and how we plan to like onboard new people.
For sure.
Because ultimately, what are our core values?
So initiative, well, it's RIP, right?
Yeah.
So reputation,
Integrity.
initiative, it's 3 I's.
That's right, yeah. I forgot the third eye.
Integrity, initiative, invest, and then P is how does this?
I want to say purpose or something.
No.
Kind of.
It's close to
It's in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's not perspective.
Let me know when y'all give up.
No. Damn.
Might be the most important one.
Principles. No.
No.
Did I take a picture of like cheating?
Yeah, that's a
I took notes. You may want to like not record this part. Yeah, I forgot.
You forgot?
Yeah.
If you move, see it. Reputation, integrity, initiative, and invest.
You know that much. Make a game out of this. Let's see. 7 letters.
7. Not persistent.
That made it worse.
What? Saying how many letters?
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, we're wasting time.
Sorry.
It's passion.
Passion.
All right, so we will hire, fire, reward, and discipline around these, right? And so the reason why I wanted to explain to you guys why we're paying you what we're paying you, why your roles are what your roles are, and how we're going to onboard new people is because of this core value. Integrity has to do with honesty and transparency. And so I wanted to be transparent with you guys about why we're paying you what we're paying you, and why you're the manager and why you're the assistant manager.
Sounds good.
So that's what drives this, right? Because we could have just been like, we're paying you this, all right, come in.
Yeah.
And y'all, deep down, you would have been like, oh, well, why is, you would have kind of figured it out, but you wouldn't really know. You know what I mean?
Well, I always kind of saw a Christian, like I met you with Christians.
Yeah.
So I never
For
thought
sure.
off the bat, oh yeah, Drazy's.
And that's what I mean. Like, you would have kind of known, like, okay, yeah, of course, that makes sense. But then at the same time, Christian might be like, well, why am I getting paid the same as Drazy?
Sure.
You know? And it's like, well, because at first, we got to see if you're going to be a good manager. We got to see if you're going to help instill these into all the employees. And which brings me to my second point, which is perfect. You guys need to know these. Not only know them,
Yeah, I was like,
but be able to explain them.
Explain this
Because
to
in fact, when Sam comes on, I want you guys, both of you guys, to explain these to her, and so that she understands them. And then every new person we get to come on, I want you to explain this to them.
Sounds good.
Make sense? And then that way, every time that you see somebody exemplifying one of these, we reward them on them. Or you let me know. You let me or Mike know, like, yo, Eva's in there and she was going above and beyond what we needed her to do today. And I'm like, all right, cool, noted. And what we're going to start doing is rewarding you guys for those, like, on top of your pay. We'll give you bonuses based off. There'll be small things, whatever, just little rewards. Because, like, hey, yo.
But it builds, you know what I mean? It just
For sure.
feels like, like that natural consistency, and that's what.
Yeah, because ultimately, this is what drives the culture. The core values drive the culture of the business. And if we're not rewarding people on these, then they're just words on the board.
Yeah. For sure.
That's basically all I want to talk to you guys about. Y'all have any questions?
I'm happy to get started tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is Sam gonna be there tomorrow?
Yeah, she has work at 4 pretty much.
Oh yeah, so then I guess for now,
real quick, I also want to say this before I forget. So when I brought her to the production room, like I didn't even think we were gonna get paid. Like I was just kind of like, oh yeah, let's just help roll some joints and just help out. I just wanted to show her, you know what I mean? Because my idea was we were gonna be moving things, but you had already got that done. So when you were like, hey, we need to get this pound done, she's just a giving person. She's gonna give the last 50 cents of her, of her pocketbook to anyone. So of course she's not gonna just stand around and be like, all right, I'm not gonna do nothing. Like she's very active. So like she didn't even think to get paid or anything like that. So when I brought up, like, oh yeah, she might be down. She was like, yeah, like it's whatever. But she doesn't want to take away from someone you might think about hiring just because she was there. She's kind of more like, I was just there to help out. Yeah, I have no problem going back with me and Christian. She has no problem doing that. She just didn't want to take someone else's opportunity if you already had something in mind. That's all.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll tell you a couple reasons why we want to pay her. We want to pay her because, number one, by her doing what you just said, she took initiative. Like, she already showed us, like, I'm here, like, I'm willing to work without getting paid. That's taking initiative. And then the second thing is, of course, we want to pay her for the value she's bringing us, which is, like, filling a role, That's valuable to us. It's worth money.
For sure.
And she deserves it.
For sure.
So can we outline so orders? So taking orders. So am I gonna be the one? Are we gonna be the ones to take orders from Mission Lago, or to order flour from Mission Lago? Or are we gonna ordering any of those resupplies? We're just gonna pass down the information to.
No. Yeah. So here pretty soon we'll have an admin. We'll have Danae.
Okay.
In the meantime, let's say orders, not necessarily supply orders, but let's say orders that are outgoing orders. Other botanical shops and bake shops that are placing orders. It'll go from either me or pretty soon here Danae to you. So how it's about to start working, Danae will get an email placing an order. Danae will then email you, right, or text you, whichever you prefer is the best method of communication. And then you will go to the board in the room and write down the order. And then you will communicate that to the team. This is what we got to do.
Time frame.
Yeah. Ideally, we want to get to the point where we have a back stock, or when that order comes in, you just tell whoever's packaging, yo, package up this packaging and shipping, package this up and then ship it out, or package this up so it's ready to be delivered.
Because I want to make that a priority, the back stock, because I know that's been something on my, I wanted to get in there and just start knocking out packs.
That's what we're going to do this week.
ASAP.
That's what we're going to do this week. Because really, we only have a couple small orders that we can knock out probably in one good solid session with everybody in there. Everything else for the rest of the week is going to be stocking up back orders. But some things change, with the flour that I was just telling y'all about.
Yeah.
So with that, we are going to create a back stock, but it's not going to be an MJ's back stock. It's going to be basically for this cheap brand that we're going to create for Amir.
Okay.
And we'll have to order more premium flour for MJ's. And it probably won't be in until this weekend or early next week.
And are they starting to ship it to the address the facility is? And
we need to talk to Amir about that. We have a mailbox there, but I don't know how. It may even be better if you're comfortable with it if we shipped it to your house so you get it. You know what I mean? But if you're not comfortable with that, we'll figure something else out.
It's perfectly legal. I'm not tripping about it.
Yeah, honestly, I think that would be best because then you can just take it to the room. Because if we get it shipped to the room, I don't know if they take it to the office. I don't know if they just leave the box outside of our front door. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was thinking they have a mail room or something. No?
They just have mail boxes.
Okay.
We have a key to it. I don't know which one is ours, but and then if we get it shipped to the lab, well then that's just a whole other step. You got to go pick it up at the lab or have them drop it off, and then we have to make sure that they're there to drop it off. So we need it to come to us. You know what I mean? But I don't know if we should get it shipped to the room. I'd rather it get shipped to you if you're cool with that, because then you can just get it and then just bring it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're talking about the hemp, the actual flour, correct?
Yeah, the flowers.
How does it come? Does it come in a box?
A box and some bags, yeah.
For sure.
But what I was about to say is, I guess for now, we'll either pay off checks or cash out for now.
Cash out.
Probably within a week or two, we'll have the payroll set up, and then we'll pay you guys through payroll. And I'm sure we'll be able to do direct deposit if you want that, or if you just want checks, like
Yeah.
whichever.
So that would be like every 2 weeks.
We haven't talked about it, but probably, we haven't talked about how often we'll do it, but I'm thinking probably 2 weeks. Or what do you guys think?
Every 2 weeks isn't bad. I like every week's not bad either. So everyone's easier for y'all, honestly. I really don't mind. Like I said, I'm just happy to be here, man. This is pretty cool.
I'm not sure about like the when at that point. Just whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, that sounds good. I kind of like the idea of these Mondays. I like the idea of Mondays not necessarily being in the packaging room, just because it gives me some free time to like meet with people and do my own kind of things during the week, because a lot of times people aren't open to doing anything on the weekends for whatever reason.
So you'd rather work Saturday and not work Monday than work Monday and not work Saturday?
Right. On some stuff. So, and I mean, it's not like it's like a terrible commitment anyway. It's only like 4 hours on a Saturday. At that point, it's just like another weekday. Like I've done that before. But, yeah, I kind of like that idea. I don't know how well it's going to go with other people though. Just because it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
As long as we get told the schedule, like, beforehand,
Yeah.
good.
I mean, really what we had in mind was Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday?
Yeah.
I mean, Monday through Friday works. That's like whatever.
Yeah.
I was just making a comment on the
Yeah, I
situation.
mean, yeah. That's what we had in mind.
Okay.
You know, just kind of a typical work week for the production room. And because people tend to like place their orders in the beginning of the week, you know what I mean?
Do you have another, like a small shirt, like any one of those?
Yeah, but they're in the car. We have female ones.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna throw one to Sam. And
Yeah, we'll get her one
that
for
way
sure.
We can all wear our brand. And
Yeah.
wear
Of course.
Are we working with like delivery days, like specific delivery days, or is it just like once we have it, we ship it out kind of stuff?
Yeah, basically we just, as soon as it comes in, we'll want to get the order out probably within like 2 days.
Cool.
Ideally. We want to get to the point where we have a back stock where when the order comes in, it goes out in 2 days.
Like, we just
But if for whatever reason we get swamped, I mean, obviously we can only go as fast as we can go.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
we want to build a back stock to where we can achieve that all the time. So it's almost like, let's say we have 1,000 packs and 2,000 tubes, singles, like always ready to go. And we get an order of 500, they go out, all right, we need to do another 500 to get the back stock.
what is that? What do you think that affects like freshness wise and stuff like that? Because
It's going to go so fast.
So you're
It's not going to affect the freshness. It's going to go so quick. Because not only are the stores that we're currently selling at going to start selling more, but we're bringing on new stores. 7 Smokers Paradise. Like as soon as we're ready.
I'm just bringing up.
Yeah. No, I mean it's but it's gonna go so fast. Like it's gonna be rare when that back stock sits there for more than 2 weeks.
Are we adding a set in the process with the shrink wrap and stuff like that? Or was
As of
that-
right now,
was
not
that
yet.
their brand?
As of right now, not yet. No. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do with theirs yet.
Okay.
For now, it'll probably just be like their tubes with a label on it. Like just
a
cheap
single
little. They're like fat tubes. You can fit 3 in there.
Okay.
So they have fat tubes for 3, and then they have like single tubes. And that's basically what y'all are gonna be doing this week is filling those tubes.
With the joint?
Yeah, and we don't have to weigh them.
Okay.
Just run. You know how we sometimes we run it twice to do a full joint.
Yeah.
We'll just run it once with the half-gram papers, and then
twice for the
we'll twist them up. You don't have to weigh them or anything because like all we're gonna say is these are 3 joints in this tube. We're not saying 3.8 joints, 3 1 gram, just 3 joints. Because like with that brand, it's like there's literally no core values. It's just a brand. It's just for Amir to sell shit to make money off of. And of course we make money too. We're just at that point we're just a fulfillment like service. Yeah, by labeling, yeah. But once the premium flour gets in, because we're gonna have to order more, then then that'll be for MJ's. You know. I think that's everything.
I don't know. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming.
Oh man, these are both dope.
All right. You fuck with them both?
Yeah.
Super. Yeah, the strength, the
I
simplicity.
think we
of
had
this
like
is dope.
That's
24
like,
total.
people love this shit.
Yeah,
like the
Yeah, bro, these are gonna fly.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too.
Like, Brad, I'm about to put one on
I
and
haven't
to
liked
go to this
one.
orientation.
Right here in the back.
I love the, yeah.
How many more you got in your?
I only brought these 4.
Oh, we might need to keep these then. These
Why?
2. And put them on right now.
Oh yeah, I brought them because I didn't know if y'all were coming to the orientation, and if y'all were coming, I was gonna say we should all wear them.
Yeah.
I would totally go to the orientation. That sucks.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So I started a Twitter and Instagram page for Texas farmers.
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
So it's kind of like making it aware that, first of all, the idea is to see how many farmers in Texas want to grow hemp. And then,
Have you connected to some other organizations yet?
I haven't connected, but I was going to dip in from the time that I was like on How I Found Your Brother. So like Steve Paprocki, the nonprofit
Yeah.
with the Connect Chefs to Farmers. I was going to ask him what he thought about the situation and if any of his farmers that he knows are interested in growing hemp or cannabis.
There's the
Just
Texas
organizing.
Texas Hemp Coalition. Like, there's a lot of organizations I know of that you should connect with. 'Cause
Exactly.
They're already doing that.
Exactly. So